What's going on YouTube? It's your boy C-Mo Trucking. In the build. Well, I ain't in the building. I'm in the truck. I always wanted to make a little video with this little red light, man. I always thought that was a dope look, man. I be looking at y'all YouTubers, man. Y'all cut this on, man. This a chill little light in the Freightliner Cascadia. Well, what I'm gonna talk to y'all about tonight. Let me update y'all on my plans with Swift and why I chose Swift. I think that's a good enough topic. And how I got to Swift. Okay, so as the few people that follow my page, and I appreciate y'all, that's for sure. But the people that follow my page, if you've been watching my videos, you know I started off with Schneider. Basically signed a contract with them. They sent me to 160 Driving Academy, and I was going to pursue my trucking career with the hopes that it would be me and my wife team driving, and we'd be out there getting this money. But the mistake I made, and it's my fault, is I kind of pressured my wife. I saw what I wanted to do, and I kind of made plans in my head, and I pressured my wife, and because she loves me the way she does, I'm blessed to have her as a wife. She wanted to follow me trucking, not because she had a desire or a fascination with it, but she was willing to follow me out here just to please me. And as the time drew near, I kind of could see, it wasn't for her. It wasn't something that she was necessarily into. And I'm glad I took the time out to listen to her and understand that, I can't force her to do something that she's not into, because it's going to make her as unhappy as I was in the factory jobs. She got a pretty stable job. She works from home. She doesn't enjoy it. She wants to do bigger and better. But trucking is not the move for her, and it's not really fair for me to try to push her into that. So I apologize to my wife for that. But yeah, anyway, I went to Schneider, and it started out real good. 160 went very well. I learned a lot, got on the road, got to Schneider, and got with the trainer. He didn't like my shifting. Now, he was a very nice guy. This is the first trainer I had. He didn't like my shifting, but he was willing to work with me. He was real cool about it. He was like, I can't pass you along because the shifting needs some work, but I'm willing to work hard with you and get you where you need to be so you can start your career and all that. I was like, cool, I understand, because my shifting was terrible at the time, especially my downshifting. So I worked with him for about a day. And then he comes to me, he's like, man, I'm sorry, man, but this other guy stepped in. He's got a little more rank, a little more pull than me, and he decided he wanted to train you for whatever reason. It's out of my control. But if you want, I can try to fight to, get you back and work with you. I'm like, I appreciate everything you've done. You don't have to do that. You're a cool cat. You made the right decision by keeping me an extra day to get the shifting down, so I'll see what this dude is about and learn from him. Everything started out okay with him, but then like the last couple days, like when it came time for me to test out, he like changed. Now, anybody that worked with me at that time will tell you my shifting improved like 90%. I was doing real good. I was even doing the skip shifting to get through the intersections real quick. So I was learning quite a bit. But the last couple days, man, he just got real funny acting, and like he was like, it was two students, me and a young lady that he was working with. Now, I don't want to, sound like an ass or nothing, but the young lady, she admittedly said she needed a lot of work. But when we went out to drive, I noticed she would get the easy figure eight, simple courses, no roundabout, no sharp turns, nothing like that. And when it came time for me to drive, dude would put me through the ringer, and I took it. Well, it came time to test day, and I didn't know, I didn't actually know that was the actual test. I thought we were driving to kind of get some practice in the first part of the day, and then we would go somewhere to a location and test out. He didn't really confirm that this is your actual test. So long story short, I wound up going through this hellish course that he had me going through, and the girl before me, she went through that same simple course and she passed. I won't say anything else about that. I didn't like how that went, but that's none of my business. But the course he took me through was like totally different, and I wound up missing a button hook turn. Those familiar with Schneider know what I'm talking about. But I tried to go straight into the intersection, which is how Swift wants you to do it. They don't believe in the button hook turn. So in doing that sharp turn, I grazed, I'm telling you, I grazed one of the orange barrels. And before that, in the course, I was driving down the interstate, and a car, I put my turn signal on, I looked, I waited, and I started to ease over, and I very gradually eased over to the right, and the car shot on the side of me, and dude just went into panic mode, screaming and yelling, and it made me jerk the truck back a little bit into my lane. And he's like, "You almost hit that car." And I'm like, "Dude, no, I didn't. I seen the car, I got back over, but I didn't know we were testing either, so I didn't argue with him. I'm like, okay, I'll pay attention, I'll do better." So then when I grazed that barrel, he was like, "I'm gonna take over the wheel." That's it. Excuse my coughing. But at that moment, I didn't know I had failed. So he set me down in the office, and they went and got the head boss or whatever, and they sat me down in the office and basically telling me, you don't have trailer awareness, and you're not cut out for Schneider, and you can drive a straight job or a garbage truck or something like that, which pissed me off, because I'm like, dude, if you don't want me to work for your company, that's fine, but don't ever tell me what the hell to do with my career and my driver's license. That's none of your business at this point. Don't tell me what to do. So that kind of pissed me off. So fast forward, I counted my losses and went home. So I went back to 160 to try to get some help on a job. They gave me a few leads, but that's all I had. Not a lot of people are trying to hire somebody fresh out of school. So a guy I knew from class, he went to Schneider, and basically the same thing happened to him. So he's like, "Man, come to Swift. Swift is where it's at. Swift is good." And I'm like, I don't know. I don't really care for Swift. I don't think that's the move I want to make. And he's like, "No," like he called me every day, like, "No, come to Swift." And I'm like, "Man, I think about it. I give him some thought." So he winds up calling his recruiter and telling the recruiter to call me. At this point in time, I'm like, well, I need a job, but I don't necessarily want to go to Swift, but I'll try it out. So that brings me to where I got to Swift, and I had my first trainer, and that didn't work out, as you know. You can watch the videos, find out how that went. And now I'm with my current trainer, who's cool. I'm learning a lot, but I'm really not feeling Swift. I never chose to come to Swift. The recruiter was kind of convincing, so I was like, what the heck, I'll just give it a try so I can get a couple paychecks in, help my wife out, because she was carrying all the weight at this point. But I never liked the idea of over the road. And I notice a lot with these major companies, they'll tell you what you want to hear to get you in the door. And then once you get rolling, it's a different story. Because I was under the impression that I would be in a regional position, but they're like, "No, you got to do at least 6 months over the road," and I'm not trying to do that. So the point I'm at now, the trainer I got now is fine. He says I'm doing excellent. I don't feel comfortable yet. I don't feel like I'm ready, but I got like a week left. He says you're fine, you ready to go, but I got about 26 more hours, and then I'm done. So I think I'll finish that up in a week. I got a little home time coming because my trainer's running a marathon, so he's going to take a few days off. That gives me a little home time. So I'm going to take that time to think about what my next move is going to be, but I really cannot see myself going over the road and being away from my wife for long periods of time. So I'm going to look into some other things when I get home, and hopefully I got a couple of leads. I'm not going to speak on it right now, but as it happens and if something bites, I will definitely keep you guys posted. This is a long video. But yeah, that's basically my story about how I got to Swift. But is Swift a good starter company? I would say yes. I would say it's an excellent starter company. If over the road is what you want to do, but I don't think over the road is a good idea if you're a happily married person and you got a family that you're attached to that you want to see quite often. I wouldn't recommend it. But Swift, they seem to take really good care of their trucks. They seem to take good care of their employees. The pay is pretty decent. It's not, of course, it's not the best pay because it's a starter company, but you can make a good amount of money quick after you get started. I don't have anything bad to say about Swift. I just hate living out of the truck. I haven't been out of this truck in weeks, and I don't like it. I miss my wife severely. We on the phone every day, all day, but it's not enough. I want to be home. I want to be close to home, so I want to hopefully find something regional or local. So I'm gonna do what I can. I'm a lot of prayer. Hopefully God will send me something that can start my career as well as keep me near my family. So that's where I'm at with that, man. Rate, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. You got any suggestions? You got any information about some good companies? I heard a lot about Averitt. I think I'm going to look into them a little bit. So if you know anything about them, drop me a comment and let me know what's up with that. All right, y'all be blessed, man. Have a good night.